make the Green Bay Packers the team to beat.
Absolutely. And I think you saw the way their defense played this past weekend. And I know he only played, 29 or 30 plays, whatever it was. But their ability to chase, run down, the aggressive nature they played with. And let me tell you, that dude's a dog. Sewell is a fantastic tackle, and he put him on skate and had him spinning. That is not easy. I don't care who you are, but he did it repeatedly. And you see the up and under, and then look at the bend backwards. Like his ability to stop and bend and force the quarterback to move instead of getting washed. Those are traits you don't necessarily coach. It was an impressive first game.
Imagine if he didn't have a back injury.
Because Alex Smith said on the pregame show, we do Sunday Countdown before the games, Alex said that's a guy who affects every play, whether it shows up on the stat sheet or not. He doesn't have to have 3 sacks to have wrecked the game, and clearly there was some of that on display.
Yes, and for the defensive coordinator, Jeff Hafley, you now can call the game a certain way because of Micah Parsons. I want to show you guys on Sunday something that happened in this game, and it ends up in an interception, but we're going to look at Micah Parsons right there, down there, and Jeff talked about it. He's going to hit Penei Sewell with a 1-2 step, but this allows these DBs now to move to different spots, and Nick, you can appreciate this. They're running to cover 2. All of those arrows happens after the snap. But the way Micah beats Penei Sewell, now Goff has to get rid of the ball right now, and now it ends up in an interception in the red zone. That's taking points off of the board for the Lions. No field goal, no touchdown, and now you give the ball back to Jordan Love with a chance to go win the game. And that's a 4-man pressure. Just Micah getting there and the picture behind him changing.
Yeah, can I say how important, so as I blocked for Peyton Manning for so many years, the coach, the offensive coordinator, and Howard Mudd, our offensive line, Tom Moore and Howard Mudd, would tell us, no flash and don't make him reset his feet. So as an offensive lineman, your job is don't let anything flash in front of his eyes and don't make him reset or move his feet. If you can do that, quarterbacks are going to be successful in this league. And to your point, that flash in front of Jared means all of a sudden he doesn't see movement. He can't see exactly where the ball, so he's hoping the guy's in the right spot because he has to anticipate throws. Turns out to be an interception. Those are the things that Micah Parsons, it doesn't show up as a sack, maybe not even a pressure, but it affects the play for an interception.
There's quarterbacks on offense, and we think about, well, we can build around that. We don't appreciate that there are oftentimes players that are that valuable to a defense. We have a guy that's so good that we can decide to do different things over there.
There you go.
We don't have to cover as well. We don't have to blitz as much. We know where you're sliding your protection.
Right.
Oh, we can show over here because it doesn't matter because you're never gonna leave that man one-on-one. You know what, the back leaking out the backfield? We done with that. No more checkdowns. You better chip. And that changes the defense. It makes life so much easier for everyone else.
And not to relitigate this, because, the thing with the Cowboys, it's done and it's over. But the point that Rex was making, and Rex Ryan is one of the great defensive coaches in the history of the sport. He said, the Cowboys are going to get 4 good players. I'd rather have 1 player like that than 4 good ones. Because it changes, having a player like that on your defense changes everything for everybody else.
It speaks to where the Packers are right now, right? They're doing things that they didn't used to do.
Never do.
Right? Like, so drafting a wide receiver in the first round. The defensive coordinator, Hafley, that was a big move last year before the 24 season to change defensive coordinators and change systems to that extent. Now you're seeing the benefit of being in the second year of this system after a promising first year. The Packers are making win now, go for it moves of the type that we used to say they were hesitant to make.
There's also, the point I was making about the quarterback is, you could have a terrible play called, but Josh Allen's going to make it work. Like that, you have that saving ability for Micah Parsons. It's like, oh, I blew my coverage. Oh, the pass got batted down because that Micah Parsons is getting after. Oh, we got a sack. Oh, we ran the wrong blitz. We got a sack. Micah Parsons saved us. That's a tremendous help to everybody on that team.
Those guys are called erasers. They have an eraser on the offensive side of the ball or on the defensive side of the ball. My corner stinks, but I have a defensive end that can get home.
He about to get everybody paid. I love you, Micah. Get them all
A lot of Pro Bowls. A lot of Pro Bowls coming.
Paid thanks to Micah.
And by the way, his acquisition made the Packers younger. They actually got younger by getting him. The Packers are odds-on favorites to win what we think might be the most competitive division in the sport. As we roll on, the fuss about Russ. Are the Giants making a huge mistake sticking with Wilson? Is it time to fire a dart? Our group is fired up about that, and we're fired up about this. The return of the pancakes. Jeff has a crepe.
What is up, baby? Let's get to it. We back for some crepes, some cabbage. Hey, little taste, little appetizer. Come back for some more later. Watch right here. USC coming out. Oh, my goodness.
No.
Hey, let me just tell you something. Hey, 14, when you see a train on the tracks, don't keep your feet on the tracks. Get out the way. Get out the way. My man took an L. You got to love it, the physicality. Put my man down.
All right, we are back on Get Up, and it's time for a new feature. We will call it Rexplanations, because no one says Rex Ryan things better than Rex Ryan does. Let's start with our first Rexplanation. Brian Daboll, coach of the Giants, is sticking with Russell Wilson as his starting quarterback. Here's Rex's response.
Russell Wilson can't play anymore. And I don't know what the hell you're doing with him. And look, yeah, there's never an easy time. Everybody has good players. What are you afraid of? Put the kid. Is it going to be worse? Hell no. Put him in there. What are you doing? You're going to play a guy that can't do it anymore? Stop.
So, to be clear, we had put up the schedule of who their upcoming opponents are, and I said, do you want to put them out there against those guys? And he was like, no, everybody's got to play. You can see, the Chiefs are coming up. The Chargers, really good defense. The Eagles, do you want to get through that part of it? Dan Graziano, they announced yesterday they're sticking with Russell Wilson. Yes. How long do we expect that to last?
They got to score at least one touchdown this week. I think that would help. Look, I mean, the Giants would tell you that they have a plan for Jaxson Dart that they don't want to deviate from. They have specific benchmarks they want him to hit. They have built this plan out of their prior experience. Brian Daboll and their offensive coordinator, Mike Kafka, bringing along young quarterbacks. Two of those were Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, right? So they have some success stories, and they feel like they learned a lot from those experiences that they want to apply here. That said, throughout the years of teams drafting quarterbacks in the first round, we have seen it time and time again. Once the losing starts, this is the move that teams make. And I feel like at some point, if they look as bad as they did on Sunday in Washington, and that continues, you see Jaxson Dart sooner rather than later, because he can add something, right? He can escape pressure, I think, at this point. I'm not willing to say what Rex said, we can't play anymore. Russell Wilson did not handle pressure very well. And if you're going to play the veteran and he can't handle pressure, I think that takes away one of the reasons.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say, because when you say it can't get worse, oh, yes, it can. Because if you put that guy in and he gets the amount of pressure and gets hit like that, we just talked about Caleb Williams and the regression that he made based on what happens on the field. You better make sure you can, and again, Thomas got to come back. Right, I don't know when that's going to happen. But whatever ends up happening, if you can't protect that dude, you are literally throwing him to the wolves. So I'm with you. Take your time with the plan. Jaxson Dart coming in is not going to give you 10 wins. So if that was the case, you'd have started him week one. Let Russell Wilson play his role, do whatever he has to do until you feel like Jaxson Dart can protect himself mentally by understanding where to go and understand how to play the position. Do not rush it because people are impatient.
You want your decision on Jaxson Dart to be based on Jaxson Dart.
That's right.
You're in practice. We all know.
That's right.
The Vikings weren't surprised by what J.J. McCarthy did. We know. The Chiefs weren't just surprised when they put in Patrick Mahomes. They know what they have. So you do not want to put him out there because Russell isn't playing well. You want to put him out there because he's ready to go out there.
If you need to bench him, they do have Jameis Winston on. I say that seriously. He's
they
there for a reason.
Yeah.
They could make a change without going to the rookie.
When you look at that game on Sunday, yes, Russ did not handle the pressure well. The interception he threw was terrible. His decisions in the red zone have to be better. Those are the plays you're expecting a veteran to make. At the same time, if I'm Jaxson Dart and I have the headset on and I'm watching that game on Sunday, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what, Russ?
Take it. Take it.
The way they're coming after you, the way they're hitting you, yes, by the third quarter, he is looking at the rush because he's already been hit 4 times.
Right.
So some of that is you want the offensive line to perform better. You want them to open up holes for the 2 running backs in the backfield to make life easier on the quarterback before you're going with Jaxson Dart.
Didn't have their left tackle, Andrew Thomas. He's still working his way back from injury. That could change it. But Jaxson Dart was the number 2. Like, they're ready to put him in a game if something happens to Russell Wilson. So obviously they think he's ready on some level.
So maybe it's time. All right, our next Rexplanation involves the Ravens, which is, of course, Rex's former team. Rex, the Ravens have lost a lot of games, including the heartbreaker on Sunday night, in which they've had big leads, double-digit leads. I asked Rex to try and explain why that happens. Here's how he explained it.
It tells me that they still are living in the past, all right? This is a very proud, traditional franchise and always assumes their defense is the baddest on the planet, all right? Right now, this is not. That's a different team. The strength of your team is that offense.
This, I thought, was a really good and interesting and nuanced point. John Harbaugh has lost 19 games in his career when leading by double digits in the second half, tied with Andy Reid for the most such games in history, and that is despite having coached in over 150 fewer games. So I asked Rex, why does this team keep losing these, and he said, because they punt and the ball back to Josh Allen and have confidence our defense is going to stop him, which if you have Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, you're probably going to do. But this team, you put the ball in the hands of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry because that's the strength of your team. You know them well. Is he right?
I mean, in this particular case, you could make that argument, but they did put the ball in the hands of Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry doesn't fumble, and he fumbled in that situation. Some of these other
that's where I think the choices are a little bit different because you're like, man, would I rather keep Lamar with the ball and take this thing at 4th and 3 or 2+, or do I want to get Josh Allen, who we really haven't stopped this half? Like those are the thoughts that have to come to your mind.
And Jeff, you can appreciate it. Like we're talking about 4th down. I was more angry about 1st down.
Yes.
You're Baltimore. You get the ball. If I'm Harbaugh, I say to Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator on the headset, be aggressive.
That's right.
Do not give the ball back to Josh Allen. I'm starting that drive off, and I'm putting the ball in the air, and I'm putting it in Lamar Jackson's hands to go make a play. I'm not waiting for 4th down to have a tough decision.
Very quick.
Yeah, J. Mack and I are talking about this. You can't go run, pass. You can't be predictable on offense when you have Lamar Jackson back behind them.
Okay, we'll talk more about this as we go, but right now we need to carbo load. It's time for pancakes.
Go. Let's go.
Pancakes is one of our favorite things.
So let me show you how we're going to get this thing started. We're back, baby. Bam, bam, bam. We're about to crank this up.
Let's go.
That's how we start this off. Get some of this. It's a thing of beauty. You can't stop us, lady. You can't stop us.
Dominique Foxworth just spanked pancakes on dinner.
Receive it. Can we do one more thing?
I got it.
All got you.
All right, it's our first stack of the new studio. Dominique, get it started.
Let's go! Receive it! Pancakes are receiving it. Hey, we're cranking this up. I thought we start this thing new. We're going with a little receiver. How about we start this thing with a receiver?
I like
and a
this
receiver
already.
in a new place. My man George Pickens. George Pickens giving chin music. And by the way, Mitchell, he had already shoved down the field. Then he goes back and gives a little chin music, knocking folks down. And listen, if you can get Pickens trying to give it a strong man and he's not involved in the play, that's something special. You got to like that. I see you, George Pickens, starting the season out. One pancake. One man. One cake. Yeah! Going up high. Number 2, we're going back to Cowboys land with Terrence Steele. Watch him get down the field and then lay the hat down. No. The only thing I want Steele to do is jump on his back. Come on, Steele. You get him on the ground. Lay on my man. Go get him. Go get down there and gore on somebody. I love watch the athleticism, by the way, guys. He's going to chase down safety. Hey, athleticism, that's true athleticism. That's 330 plus going down there and hawking down some little men. 2 cakes for my man Terrence Steele. And then we're going to finish it off with Britton Strange. He almost killed somebody. We almost had a death on the field. Watch my pull.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Are you serious?
You are not in this.
Oh, my man received it. He got smoked. I mean, you talk about coming in like same foot, same shoulder. You got to love and respect that kind of play. I don't know, man, Strange. Getting the victory down the field. Forearm. Give him the shiver, baby. Receive it. Start
Let me get an alley-oop. Let me get an alley-oop. Throw it up. Throw it up.
Oh. Oh.